love Usborne Phonics books. They are one of the reasons I first fell in love with Usborne books. Usborne Phonics books are really engaging, which is really important when kids are learning to read. Usborne does not dumb down their phonics stories. They are really fun to read. So they're fun for kids to listen to when they're younger, and they're super fun for kids to read when they're just learning to read. So this is one of our phonics stories called Ted in a Red Bed. So, Ted likes to shop. Ted stops, Ted hops, Ted smiles a big smile. I like this bed, thinks Ted. I like redwood. Redwood is good. I want to see more. And then there's a fun flap. He goes into the store. So this book is a combined volume of our phonics stories. It's called Ted and Friends. It has 12 of our phonics stories, and it also comes with a CD, so kids can listen at bedtime or in the car, read along with the CD, which is a really great tool in helping them learn to read and monitor their own reading. These also come individually. You can buy these phonics stories individually for $6.99, or you can buy them in this combined volume, which is only $19.99, like I said, for 12 stories with the CD, so this is a great deal. We also have another book of combined phonics stories called Cow Takes a Bow and Other Tales, and this one is $14.99. It has these really fun puzzles in the back of the book. So it has, can you find the words that rhyme? One word is wrong in the speech bubble. What should it be? Can you point to these things in the picture? One is missing. So then it's engaging them even further in their stories and expanding on their learning and their phonics and sight word knowledge. So these are really great. Here's puzzle 4, snail must not. You pick the word that fills in the blank. These are great too. Which sentence fits each picture best? And then there's the answers to the puzzles in the back of the book so they can check themselves. This is another thing I'm super excited about. It's Usborne's very first reading set, and it comes with 15 different phonics books that get increasingly harder. This is the very first book, and it's called Pirate Pat. And something I love about this book is that it has text on this side for a parent or a more advanced reader to read, and then text on this side for a very beginning reader. So this makes the story more enjoyable for the beginning reader. They're getting to be involved in reading a story that's a little bit more advanced and a little bit more exciting. And then as they get older, they can grow into this book and they can begin to read both sides of the page. So just a really fun way for them to learn. So each of the books in this very first reading series get increasingly more difficult. So when you get to the last book in the series, Mr. Mystery, it no longer has the more complicated text on the left for a parent and an older reader and the simplified text on the right. It's designed so that when your child gets to this book, they are able to read all of the text in the book. Okay, this is the book that made me fall in love with Usborne. This is called The Complete Book of Farmyard Tales, and this is a wonderful storybook to read to toddlers and small children. It's written by Stephen Cartwright, so it has the little duck to find on every page, so that's a great way to engage children in the reading. They're really cute, fun stories. Each story is about these two kids, Poppy and Sam, and their animals on the farm. And this is what's called a dual reader, which is just something genius that Usborne does. So at the top of the page, there's very simplified text for a beginning reader, and then at the bottom of the page is more complicated text for an older reader or for a parent. So a child, a beginning reader, can read this by themselves by just reading the top line of the story, and it will make sense that way. This is also great for if you need to get your kids in bed quick and just need a short, simplified story. Or your beginning reader can read the top line and you can read the bottom line, and that will make sense as well and just makes the story a little bit more interesting. This is called a dual reader. As kids get older and their confidence builds and their skills increase, they can also then read both lines of text on the page, the top and the bottom. We have several of these dual readers. We have a complete book of princess stories, a complete book of fairy tales, and then we have several standalone readers as well.